howdy. And I've been out of these days. And by the way, since we're staying here until we figure out another house, I decided to go ahead and start the collection live stream now. Now, might be doing from Toho section and Disney section, and of course the Kong section and Rampage. So we're going to start from the Toho section, and let's go ahead and start first. And we've got these 3 bootleg Gashapon figures. But a lot. Shoot, they're a lot. Gee. Don't know why my dad keeps trying to buy a lot of bootleg Gashapons. And I forgot that I need to get the official Godzilla, actually, the official Godzilla related Gashapons from Bandai. There's so many bootlegs. We got 3 Burning Godzilla bootlegs, 3 Ice Godzillas, 3 Red Godzillas, and 3 of the actual Godzillas, and 3 of the White Godzillas. Oh my goodness. And then we also got the Showa Kaiju bootlegs. And basically, we got 3 Gigans, even though he's actually a villain in Godzilla vs. Megalon and Godzilla vs. Gigan. And we've got 3 Mechagodzillas from the Showa era. Oh my goodness. And the Showa Kaiju named Ingress. And these 3 bootlegs of Ingress. And we've got 3 bootlegs of Godzilla Jr. Gashapons. Even though they're basically bootlegs, because don't have the official labels, because they stole them all from Gashapons. I hope Toho's gonna sue with Bandai. Moving on to Zilla. Yes, I got 3 Zillas in a row. How many bootleg versions of Gashapons are we receiving? And you've also got the Godzilla King of the Monsters blind bag. And I got Godzilla. And it's got dorsal spines, which might be different than the 2002. And it's actually a keychain. Yay! And in that face, boy, he's really not that bad. And we've got NECA's Godzilla 2014, which is the chibi version that hangs onto your earbuds. And the dorsal spines may not look like the 2014 one, in the 2019 one, which had a 1954. And its head looks like a 2014. Same with his body, and also his basically good legs, arms, and tail. We officially go into the bootlegs of Bandai's Godzilla figures, the small ones. And we've got the bootleg of 1954. Even though it's stolen model, well, I basically used the 1954 one in the comparison video, and it's got the 1954 spines. And the model looks similar to the Bandai, and that is the reason why. Bootleggers need to stop stealing Bandai's creations. And we're going on to the bootleg version of the anime Godzilla figure. Has some articulations on the arms and the legs, and that's it. And imagine if Bandai is going to start doing the 3-inch version of these figures. Anyways, we've got the bootleg version of Shin Godzilla from Bandai, even though it's a bootleg, but stolen from Bandai, and oh boy. Some people really pirate a lot of figures. I wish they could stop. I wish they could stop using all those models without permission. Which maybe the models from Bandai. Gee! Although we've got the Godzilla 2000 bootleg. I got the official one. Right there. And it moves its arms and legs just like it was from the official, and that's it. And still a bootleg. And next we've got Space Godzilla, and it's a bootleg of Bandai Space Godzilla, and it's from Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla. And he has some articulations on the arms and the legs, and that's it. Not the head and the tail. Oh boy. And then we've got the 2014 bootleg, which was ripped from Bandai. Had same spines as the 2014 one. Has the articulation on the legs and the tail. And that's it. Just like what was from Bandai's 2014 Godzilla figures. Including the playset that I didn't have, called Pack of Destruction. And now we're moving on to Jack-specific figures. We've got 3 Godzilla variants. This one's with the 1954 dorsal spines in the black color. Although, yeah. This was from Godzilla vs. Ghidorah playset. And for me, I might be glad that this one might have the dorsal spines to the Final Wars version for Godzilla vs. Kong. Thank you, Goji7. And we got the Godzilla vs. Rodan Godzilla figure with the blue color on the back of its dorsal spines. And we've got the Mothra versus Godzilla playset by Jack Specific. Even though um, it's got the orange coloring, and I think it looks good for Godzilla tunes as a concept. Since I did a concept figure, uh, basically, yes, it has the same articulations as Godzilla vs. Ghidorah playset and Godzilla vs. Rodan playset. And we've also got Rodan from Godzilla vs. Rodan playset for the King of the Monsters. And he's got some wings, and you move the wings up and down, and he's got the articulation on the head and the legs. That's cool. And we've also got the exclusive. I know. We've also got the Mothra figure from Godzilla vs. Mothra playset for King Monsters. Seems like, to me, they did a good job on that model, same with the Godzilla figures. And has the articulations on the wings, and that's good. Even though we've got a Chinasaur figure, which basically was not part of Jack Specific figures. To me, it looks similar to Varan. I think it looks similar to Varan. What do you guys think this creature was? That creature that basically holding looks similar to Varan? Let me know. Oh, Max missing. Anyways, we've got the Kamen Rider. Really? Okay. Anyways, got a Kamen Rider Dragon Knight figure. Even though I got him at half price books, and came with the sword that he's holding. Has articulation on the legs. Same with the arms. Has some articulation providedly, and we've got a Jack Specific's Ghidorah from the playset called Godzilla vs. Ghidorah. Has some articulations on the legs and the heads. And Ghidorah's got legs. And you rotate the tail. Oh, two of their own tails. And that's good. And that's it. On to King Ghidorah. We've also got the bootleg figure that might be UltraMan Tiga. I should have got the official one from Amazon. Instead, I got the bootleg version of UltraMan Tiga on Wish. And yes, it's basically similar to the Bandai one. I don't know what company. Even though, yeah, the bootleggers took out the copyright labels for some reason. And we've got these backgrounds from oh boy. maybe I would do the review. Even though we've got 3 of Jack Specific's playset backgrounds. This was the Godzilla vs. Ghidorah playset background. And Godzilla vs. Mothra background, which might be similar to King Louis's temple from the live remake of The Jungle Book. And in the Godzilla vs. Rodan background, oh boy. If you watched a movie called Volcano, oh boy. Some mess. Actually, not messed up, but I don't remember. Moving on to some of the medium ones. Figure out. And this is the 1954 the 1954 figure from Bandai. And he has the articulation. He has the articulation on the tail. I basically wanted to do the articulation on this one, on this part of the tail. It's glued, even though it has some articulations on the legs, and especially on the arms and on the head. And yes, it's the official Bandai figure, and compared all the way to the 1954 one. See? Same models, but yeah, the bootleg and the official, same. Okay. Okay, I might have lied about what I said from the Toho section. I might have, and I forgot that I put, that I might say the Toho section, and now I might include Tsuburaya Productions and the other companies. I can't remember who created Kamen Rider or Dragon Knight. Anyways. You've got the Bandai Movie Monster Series Rodan from Godzilla 2004, which might be known as The Final Wars. The model looks great. Bandai did a good job at it. But he only has the articulations on his legs. Oh, crud. I wish there's gonna be some articulation on the head. Maybe not. And we've also got Bandai's Anime Godzilla that doesn't have the that doesn't have the curled tail. Has some articulations on the tail and on the legs and the arms. And what I think of this figure from Bandai, looks good. Even though that figure might have got a lot of sparkles. Oh my goodness. I saw those sparkles. Basically. And moving on, we got Bandai Creations King Ghidorah. And yes, this is the 2001 GMK style King Ghidorah. Speaking of which, I might want to watch Godzilla, Mothra, King Ghidorah, Giant Monsters All on Attack. But it has some articulations on the wings and the tail. And that's all. And King Ghidorah basically does not have the articulation on the head and the legs. Basically, we've got the quotation starting Utopia bootleg of Bandai Creations' Bargain Godzilla. And seems like it's stolen from Bandai. And yes, it does not have the articulations on the head, and the arms, and the legs, and the tail. The color might be different than these variants. Anyways, there are some variants. There's some variant, the variant colors of the bootleg by a Toys series. Yeah, the bootleg title. And we got this bootleg version of Bargain Godzilla from Bandai. And even though the model was stolen from Bandai, doesn't have the same articulation as the Bandai, and it's not have the copyright labels on the bottom of the foot. Actually, their feet. And another variant, and does not have articulation as well, and doesn't have the license onto their own bootleg figures. Oh boy. Okay. How many bootlegs are there? Jeez. We've got the official figure. It might be Godzilla 2000 from Bandai. And has some articulations on the arms and the legs. I basically wanted to rotate the tail, but it's glued in. But the bootleg and the official might be similar. Whoops. Don't know why my camera always. Don't know why it tips over. Anyways, they both look the same, but in different leg posing. And basically, I'm running out of 1954. Anyways, moving on. We also got the Bandai Movie Monster Series Godzilla 2014. Even though the 2014 one was themed in King of the Monsters movie. And I did not notice that there was that scene similar to the original 2014 film. And Actually, it was the Garrett Everett's Godzilla model by Bandai. And it's got the licensing. This is Legendary and Toho. Such a good figure. And next, we got the Showa Mechagodzilla. He's from the Showa era, and that figure is created by Bandai. Has some articulations on the arms and the head and the legs. And also, there's some secret related. There's some articulation on the body. Such good figure by Bandai. And you've also got the Funko Pop Godzilla figure. And unlike all Funko Pops that I had, including Midoriya figure based off of himself from My Hero Academia, this Godzilla figure by Funko doesn't have articulation on the head, except for the other Funko Pop figures. And it's got the labels on it. And we've got the Destroy All Monsters Godzilla. And All Monsters Attack Godzilla figure. And basically has same articulation on the legs. Really? Me too. And he's got the arm articulation and the tail articulation. And oh boy. Yes, it's a Bandai figure. And okay. Now, well, we've got Bandai Creations Rainbow Opera. What? Oh my. Anyways, I might have mistaken Martha Leo's gender, even though he's got the articulations on the arms. And oh yeah, that music might be Biolante's theme from a game called Godzilla Unleashed. By the way, I don't have a Biolante figure or the Gamera figure, but that figure is cool, and it's basically made by Bandai. And moving on, we've got a Bandai Movie Monster figure named, basically, it's Kiryu. And he's got the articulations on the head, and the arms, and the tail. And that's it. even though there's the Bandai Creations Kiru, which was at the same size as the Final Wars. By the way, moving on, we've got the NECA 2001 Godzilla from G&K, always known as Godzilla, Mothra, and King Ghidorah, Giant Monsters on Attack. Has same articulations on the head and the neck, the arms and the hands, the legs and the feet, and the tail, including the bendable wire. And I did not know that there's a bendable wire. Oh boy. And this is the bootleg version of Bandai Movie Monsters series Shin Godzilla. And the bootleggers tried to erase it, but they failed. It says Bandai 2016 and Toho. Has some articulations on the tail, in the legs, and the head. I gotta get the official one in the future. And basically, on to the next. We've got NECA's Godzilla 1994. And we've got some articulation on the neck and the head and the jaw and the arm and the legs and also the tail with a bendable wire. Such decent figure by NECA, even though they did a good job. I'll give NECA 100% points for their own. Same with Bandai's SH Monsterverse figures. And oh shit. Okay, we've got a figure that, anyways, it's Kumanga because of what the color variant looks like, but the main problem is those eyes are not in the blue color. And speaking of which, he appears in Son of Godzilla and in the cores. Godzilla's Revenge and of course Destroy All Monsters and Godzilla Final Wars and we've also got this guy named King Caesar. Yes, he's from Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla and Final Wars. He's got articulations on his arms and the legs and the tail. And seems like it's got the articulation on the ears. Not too much. Oh boy. Oh yes, that music might be from Godzilla vs. Gigan. also got Shin Godzilla, the Atomic Blast. Has some articulation on the head and the neck and the body and the arms and the hands and also the legs and the tail. The reason why it's called the Atomic Blast is because there's these accessories that comes with it. Actually, these two. And if I could just... Yikes! Whoosh. And done onto his mouth. And it's shooting its own beam out of its tail, just like what was from the movie. Since you watched the movie, and I just got the information about Shin Godzilla. Now we're moving on to some bigger Godzilla figures. And we've got Bandai Creations Godzilla figure. Has the articulations on the arms and the legs. And the tail. 1, 2, and 3 articulations. And also the head. And also, why does the music stop? Got this bootleg version by Rainbow Yonko, who stole a model from Bandai, even though it doesn't have the articulations, and doesn't... Whoa. Hold on. Oops. Woo-wee. Sorry for some technical difficulties. Really? Looks good, Goji7. Even though I got the bootleg version of the 2004. And it does not have the licensing just like the official I just got. The official has the licensing. Definitely. Even though, let me move the bootleg one, and yes, the bootleg has the orange soldiers paint in the original overlay. And we've also got Huang Chang's bootleg, and has some articulations on the arms and the legs and the tail. And what I think of this paint job Huang Chang done, and I think this is gonna be what Godzilla might have looked like. And he's got some dark green eyes. And it looked like it's covered in blood. It was just because of what the red paint is. And it's rubber. And there's some red paint. And doesn't have the official licensing. Legs. And we've got a custom-made Godzilla. The reason why is because I drew some dorsal spines and just cut them. Even though, well, he's got arms, he's got articulation on the arms and the legs. And yes, there's the T-Rex figure I got until I decided to do a custom. And well, those screw holes, oh boy. And basically, there's some sound. Yep. Definitely. And we've also got Jakks Pacific's King of the Monsters figure. And to me, those dorsal spines look similar to the 1954. And he's got articulations on the legs and the arms and the tail. Has two articulations. And those screw holes. I know. And we have also got what I forgot to show. It's the Godzilla piggy bank. When it comes to piggy banks, oh, that's not. The music is basically not. Not most Godzilla related, like. Oh crap. I thought it was. Anyways. Enough of that. Even though that was the Final Fantasy music. By the way, this piggy bank might be a bootleg, and because of that puppy paw. The way that it looks like needs to have a Godzilla footprint, not a puppy paw. By the way. The reason why it's a bootleg, since it says Godzilla, it says boom boom, and there's the 2002 Godzilla. The batteries. Yeah, I forgot. And we're moving on to the Disney figures. Might be from Bandai. And we also got uh, Million and the Harbor Beast from Mech X4. Even though I wish that I could collect a lot of Mech X4 figures. It seems like it appears that I'm forgetting what I might be. Oh. By the way, Million has articulations on the legs and the tail and the wings, same with the Harper Beast. And Harper Beast and Harper's Beast has articulations on the arms and the legs and the tail as well. And I slipped on the side. And has the articulations on the legs, just like what I said. Now on to one I forgot. And wait. Oh, that music's from Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla. We've also got NECA's bigger 2014 Godzilla. Has some articulations on the arms and the legs and the tail. And speaking of which, there are some sound effects. A very decent figure I had the most. Okay. The next one I forgot. The next one that I forgot was the Crocodile Dentist bootleg. And same model as the official, but this game is inspired by Crocodile Dentist. And just like what was from Crocodile Dentist game, you get all the teeth. And if you press the wrong one, it bites. And I remember the game called Crocodile Dentist. The next figure by Kid Robot. It's actually a Godzilla one. And well, okay, he vibrates. He most likely vibrates. He vibrates. Yeah. Kid Robot's Godzilla plush vibrates. From Godzilla versus Godzilla Dawn of the Earth. This is the customized Godzilla that might be breakable but doesn't have articulation. And yet, I try to make the spine similar to Godzilla. And basically, I try to make it look like that he basically was a attacked by Megagurus. I don't have Megagurus. And looks like he's attacked by Gigan. He looks like he's fighting back. And these two custom ones are not for sale. Ow. Yes. Is a game called Skull Island figure. We also got Leonard's Kong Skull Island. And yes, I got the Mega Kong. It's got articulations on the arms. Yes, I watched the movie called Kong Skull Island. It has articulations on the head and the feet, and also another arm. And also King with a guy with a bazooka. Oh my goodness. Speaking of which, Leonard did a very good job at Kong Skull Island figures. And moving on to the other figure. Okay. And we've also got the figure. We also got Leonard's Rampage figure, which was known to be George, the albino gorilla, who basically has the middle finger one. That was way too funny. Even though I don't have the Rampage characters. And that's it. Thank you all so much for watching this collection on Live. We'll see you later. Peace out.